All right, guys, we're going to do a couple short videos. We get a bunch of questions here at the Agent Bridge. We're going to tackle these in a couple short form videos.
Absolutely.
They're too long for shorts, not long enough to do a full video on. So the first one I think we're going to do is GCI, which stands for Gross Commission Income. This is the commission that gets paid out before any splits or fees. So in Tennessee, we typically work on a 6% total commission, 3% to the buyer and 3% to the seller. That's it. Every market's a little different though.
Right.
We work with people who are in Canada, then they're a little lower. Some people out west, they typically do a little bit lower as well. East Coast is typically the 3%, but here in Tennessee, we typically work off 6%, 3% to each side. And so as an example, so if you have a $400,000 home, 6% total commission, and then 50-50 between each of the parties, 3% per, you're going to have a total GCI of $24,000. 12,000 going to the selling agent, 12,000 going to the buying agent.
Right. So yeah, GCI again, it's basically like sort of saying like the gross profit, right? The gross commission income, GCI. So when you see those GCI numbers coming out, or that's the gross, which now we need to talk about the splits. So you've got the gross, and then you have a split typically with your broker. That's going to be, let's just say it's, so again, a typical commission is 6%. Your brokerage is going to retain 50% of that, or 3% of the total. And then after that 3%, you're going to have a personal split with your brokerage. So the average nationwide is about 70-30, but splits will vary from brokerage to brokerage. But in a 70-30 scenario, so we're going to use that since that's average. Okay, you're going to retain 70% of the money paid to your brokerage, and your broker is going to keep 30%. So using that example discussed previously, the $12,000 that's paid to the brokerage, you're going to retain $8,400, and your broker's going to keep $3,600. So you've got that, again, gross commission, that's going to split halfway, and then you've got to split with your brokerage. But one thing that I would say about the GCI is when we're looking at GCI numbers for the agent, that's typically the gross commission paid into the brokerage.
Yes.
Right. So
I
so yeah, there's like a brokerage GCI too.
Yeah, brokerage GCI, but the total commission paid for the entire transaction would be the numbers for both sides, and then your brokerage would talk about GCI with what they got paid in.
Correct. That's right.
So really, just half the total commission.
Okay.
And then you move into caps. So we had a total GCI, we had a split with your brokerage, and 30% of that was paid into the brokerage. Well, over time, some brokerages have a cap. So if you pay enough into the brokerage, you're capped, or meaning you don't pay any more into the brokerage, and now you move into a 100% commission scenario. So caps are pretty common. I think, did Keller Williams start kind of the cap
They were
trend,
kind of the
one of the
anyway.
leaders
of that.
Yeah. So the cap is the amount of money that you would have to pay into your brokerage before you're 100% again. So if a cap is, say, $20,000, after you've paid $20,000 into your brokerage, you move into a 100% scenario. So pretty simple. In this last transaction example we had, you paid $3,600 into your brokerage.
Yep.
Over a number of transactions, you'll pay in that $20,000, and then you'll be 100% commission with your brokerage.
Yeah. One kind of point of clarity I'll make, that paying into the brokerage or your $20,000 cap, that's of the 30% paid in. So you paid $3,600. You pay that 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, then you hit that cap, right? And then you get paid 100% of your commission. So it's of the 30%.
That's
right. Or of your split, the amount that's going towards that cap. Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, some brokerages have fees outside of all of this, and those get into pretty intricate examples. We won't get into those, but transaction fees are common, or E&O fees, or things like that. But really, this is kind of a simplistic example of how a typical real estate brokerage might be set up.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks.